Assalamu alaikum and hello again. Today we will solve 9626 paper 2 May June 2021 and we will do the spreadsheet part. Here they are talking about the source files. Just only we have one source file for the CSV J21CCC.CSV. And here the introduction. You work for Christine's Construction Company and you will develop a spreadsheet to plan foundations for walls and buildings. You must use the most efficient method to solve each task. All documents produced must be professional to suit the business. All currency should be in dollars to decimal places. Now, open and examine the file J21CCC spreadsheet. Edit, format the spreadsheet so that it looks like this. As we see here, 4 is cropped and we have backgrounds here. All cells from C1 to A1 to C1 and A3 to C3 are merged. Orange background, black text. Row 1 is 28 points height and the text merged in row 3 is 18. Center align the cells B6 to B20, and as we see here, these are right aligned and these are left aligned. Then we will work on the header and footer, but before that, let's do the format. Now we have the file, we open it in Excel as a spreadsheet. Then, first of all, I will save it as Excel workbook just to keep the format. I will not lose it. Here the merge, and here the background in orange. Here we have 28 as requested, and here the 18 as well. Then here are right and here as well it is left, but to confirm, okay, B6 to B20 should be center aligned, okay. Also now in the footer, left footer created by, followed by space, then the time, then space, okay, date, done. Here in the page layout, this is the footer, this is the left, created at space, then the time, here the time, space on, small, space the date, and here the current date. Insert to the right footer, automated file name with file path. Here is the right and file path, which contains file path and file name. I will save it now, CCC1 underscore my center number, candidate number. Here done. Then I click inside the sheet and back to the normal view. Now back to my question paper. Enter formula in cell C14 to display blank cell if the soil type is not soft chalk or peat, or to display the text strip foundations are not suitable for this site if the soil type is soft chalk or peat. If the cell C14 is not displayed as a blank, format the cell to have red background with center aligned, bold, white text. Okay, now this one is conditional formatting, and I will delay this until I finish the formula here. Here the formula, it will be consisted of if statement, and we will check the soft chalk and peat to display this text. Let's find out our spreadsheet. Now, if we check our spreadsheet, we will find that it is 4 pieces, and I can make this piece 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will just now divide them as well until I finish. Then I will remove these borders, but I want to organize my thinking. Now this is the data entry. In the data entry, here I have to check that the user should enter W or B for building, here the length, the height, and here the soil type, single or double, and wet or dry. Here the foundations, it should be calculated for the depth, width, length, and I have to find all of these as formulas. Now we have here some raw data. As we see here the soil code, and here are the soil type and some measurements and numbers as well, which is referring to each soil type. Here we are talking about the cost for the work also, when it is concrete and when it is empty. So let's work on this. We need here in C14 to write the notice that it is not suitable if the soil is soft chalk or peat. These two are the unwanted soil. Now I can't here check if it is a soil type, but I can check the soil code. So what is related to soft chalk is the W, and for peat is the letter P. So I need to check if here in the soil code it is W or P, so the message will appear, else it will be blank. So it will be if statement as well, and here's the if statement. If the soil code in B10 equal the letter W or B10 equal the letter P, this should be surrounded by the OR function. So like this, I can say if B10 equal W or B10 equal the letter P. Now, if it is true, I will write it is not suitable. If else, just blank content. Now, it will be blank. Let's find if I write W, nice, and this is the P, also nice. Now, let's write J, Now I have to refer and back sorry, for the conditional formatting for the C14. If it is blank, nothing will happen, but if it is displaying some text, it should be in red background, center aligned, bold and white text. So I click on the cell, back to conditional formatting, new rule, format the cell that contain when it is no blank, format, the fill is red, the font is white, the font is bold. I don't have anything about the alignment, so I will just click OK and click here on center, which is done, and it will be okay if it is, let's say, blank or with text. The center will not make any difference for the blank. Now let's find out if it is W. Yes, it is displayed in the format, and when we choose here the letter L, okay, so question 2 is done. Back to the question paper. Now question 3 has 22 marks, and it is talking about the cells from B15 to B19 to display blank cell rather than a value if the strip foundation are not suitable, which means when C14 is not a blank. This is my translation for this instruction. If C14 is not blank, which means if it is strip foundation are not suitable. Now, the formula in cell B15 must calculate the depth of the foundation in meters using the soil code and the soil moisture level. So we have two conditions for finding the depth. First of all, the soil code, then I have to check the moisture level. Now, to convert from millimeters to meters, we have to divide by 1000 for the people who do not know. Okay, now let's find out in my Excel sheet. Here we need to find the answer of depth, and I need to use this soil code and the moisture. Moisture, it will be W or D. Let's say it is W now. And if I want to extract the depth here, this is the depth I'm looking for. So let me just here back, no fill, and I have to highlight this to find out my working area. Now, if it is dry, I will use this column, and if it is wet, I will use this column, and this is my soil code. So the first thing that I can think about is the VLOOKUP, and this is my table array. This is my lookup value here as well, and also I will choose dry or wet depending on the moisture level that has been chosen. Let's do it. VLOOKUP. The lookup value is the the soil code. My table array will be this. And no need to make any absolute reference because there is no replication for my work. The column index, it will be if statement. Why? Because if it is dry, it will be 6. If it is wet, it will be 7. So I will write F here and I will check if this equals wet, then I will go to 7. else I will go to 6. And my range lookup will be false or 0 for the exact matching. As we see, it is width and our L here, the width is 600, right? We did this in a good way. Now, let me check the first part of the question here. If strip foundation is not suitable, so it will be blank. Let's do this here. If C14 not equal blank, so it will be blank, else it will be the VLOOKUP. Here we are. Okay, now next question here. B16 must calculate the width, not the depth. For the foundation, also in meters. We forgot to convert. Let's convert before. This value should be divided by 1000. And here we need the width as well as, and it will be the same work as depth, but the difference is the reference for the width here. Okay, now I can just copy, enter, paste, and when it is here, this is 5 and this is 4. The width here for L, when it is width, it is 6.6, right? And if it is dry, the same number. Okay, I will remove the filling because I have finished working with them. Now B17, display the length of the foundation in meters, and this will be the easiest here. Length equals the length of the wool. That's all. Now let's write some length for the wall and some height like this, just for testing. Now B18 must calculate the volume of the foundation. The volume of foundation is calculated as usual. It is the depth times width times length for the foundation. Now back here. The volume equals foundation's depth times foundation width times the length. Then we will back to B19, which must calculate the volume of the concrete required. This must be the volume of the foundation that we have done here in B18 plus extra 7% to allow the spillage rounded up to 2 decimal places. Now, how can I do plus the extra 7? This means B18 times the original one and the 0.7. So this is how we find the new value for the volume of concrete, and we will include it in round up. Okay, equals round up the volume times 1.07 and comma 2 as requested. Is 2 decimal places. Now I have to back to this. We will not miss it. if the cell is blank. And I will use the solution I did in B15. What I will do is just to copy this part and just paste it here for the remaining formulas. And this is the last one. Like this. Let's try. If we just choose here W. Let's find Y. VLOOKUP. Okay. This should be same here. It's all divided by 1000 or no calculation. Okay. Now, question 3 is done with 22 marks. This is the introduction for question 4. If the thickness of the wall is single brick, then the weight calculated as the length of the wall multiplied by the height and by the number of bricks per square meter, then times the weight of single brick. Now I have this and this, but I don't know these both. Let's check out where to bring them. If the thickness of the wall is double, so the weight calculated is twice of the single, which is logic. So I will just write times 2. And if the structure is to be building rather than wall, so the weight will be increased further 50%, which means 1/2 multiplied by the answer. Okay, so I will find this, then I will multiply it by if statement to check is it single or double. Then also I will multiply by if statement to check is it wall or building to find out is it multiplied by 1.5 or just by 1 to stay as it. Now, this is the explanation, but this is the question. Enter formula in the cell B20 to calculate the weight of wall. Each brick weighs 3.5, so the weight here 3.5 kilograms, and there are 55 bricks per square meter, which is here. These figures are not variables and will not change, so we have to use these two numbers in our formula. We cannot just replace them by any cell reference. So let's do these 7 marks here. In B20, just let's write L or anything. Here we are, equals the length of the wall multiplied by the height of the wall multiplied by the weight of the single brick, a number which is 55 multiplied by the weight which is 3.5 here. Okay, now I have to complete the rest of the question times if. If it is single thickness, so the factor is 1, else it will be 2. And just to be sure that the B11 will compare to the capital S, I will use the function upper. After we finish the exam, we will find that upper will be with no value, because we will find that we will make some checklist here and validation, so it will be enforced to enter just only the capital S. But for now, I will use the upper also times F. The what it was here, if the structure is building or wall. So here is the construction. If it is W as wall, so it will be 1, else it will be 1.5. Now let's, if upper, and let's do this upper also. Let's do here building and double. Okay. Save your work. Back to the question paper. We have done the weight according to the formula and the other information. Now, question 5. It is also 7 marks. Pressure exerted by a wall on the soil is calculated as the weight of the wall divided by the length of the wall. Enter formula in A21, not in B, to display blank cell if the pressure exerted by the wall is less than the load-bearing pressure for this soil type, or display exceeds foundation bearing if the pressure is equal or more. So if it is exceeding or it is equal, I will have this message and I have to replicate the conditional formatting in C14 to be applied to this A21. Let's do it. Here the A21, and we have to say F what equal F. How can I find the weight of wall? This is the weight of wall divided by the length of wall here. Done. If it is less than what? The load bearing pressure here. So I have to find it for this soil code. Yes, it is VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, this soil type, comma, in this table array, comma, the column number 9 or 8, 8, then false for the exact match. Now, if this division is less than this value, then leave it blank. We are in the safe side. Else, we have to write the warning message that we are exceeding the pressure, and by this we finish the if statement. Now we are not exceeding. Let's find if we just increase the height. Now we are exceeding. Okay, now I need to make the format of C14 replicated for 21. The easiest way is just to click on the C14 format painter and back to A21, and just I will make it with no border. Okay, so here if I change now just only 40, I don't have any warning. Okay, so this is done. Concrete is delivered in lorries carrying 6 cubic meters. Each lorry can be full or partially full. If it is partially full cost, empty portion is added to the cost of the concrete. This formula is used to calculate the delivered cost of the concrete for the foundation. How? The volume of concrete, which we have calculated now, times the cost of the cubic meter, which we have on the right side, volume of the empty space I have to calculate, and the cost of the empty portion, which we have on our right side. Okay, how to calculate the empty space? I have to work on this as I'm delivering the full lorries in multiples of 6. So whatever the number I have to divide this number by 6 in integer division to find the whole number of lorries and to find out how much of the concrete is going in full. Then I have to multiply it by 6 to complete this work. And now to find how much the empty is, now I have to take this original n as the whole number minus that, then I have to subtract this full from the 6 to find how much is empty. Okay, so this is my formula for the empty space. By this, I can now go to my work in B22 and go to the calculation. This is the cost of concrete times the volume, the weight of the concrete in the volume, then plus what? Plus the empty times how much is the empty? We just found it right now. It is 6 minus the full minus 6 times the integer of B19 divided by 6 times, so we are done. Okay, so this is my requested, and here we have just to remember, if we don't have, let's say it is not suitable, I have a problem here. So what to do? Back and take the if statement for tweaking if it is suitable or not. I have to write this here and close the if statement. Check now if it is W, soft chalk, I don't have any problem. Okay, now V, we are in a good way of our work. Back to the question paper. Question 6. Enter formula. Yes, we did it. Display blank cell rather than the cost of the concrete. If this is done also, we did it as C14 not equal the blank. Apply the appropriate formatting to the cells that contain currency, and we remember they requested in $sign, 2 decimal places. Here currency and 2 decimal place. This is done. Save your work. Back to the question paper. Apply appropriate validation rules to this spreadsheet, and this is logic that we have to follow. If I have just only some options, I have to put it in validation. So here, data validation, I choose list and I write W, B. For this, we don't need the upper. And here, the easiest way not to forget any of these codes, just I copy, and here in the data validation, I choose list, paste, and just I remove the or, and like this we have the list filled. Then data validation, we need S or D, and last one we needed list of WD. Now for every validation I have to go to the error alert and write input error stick to the list. Enough. Now we can just find our options right here. So my validation rules successfully done and easy. Protect all cells in columns A and C. Row 6. The range from B15 to B22 so that cannot be edited when the worksheet is locked. Leave all other cells unprotected. Protect your worksheet, but not the workbook. Using the password CCC. You have to stick to this because the examiner will test it in their side when it is uploaded. Okay, so let's work on this protection. Column A, column C. Using the control, you can make this selection. Row 6, B15 to B22. So by this, we are protecting all the basic information. My calculations are protected against to be changed or missed by the user. Now, before that, I have to unprotect. I have first to unprotect my cells by clicking here on protection and unlock. Then I will make the selection like this in number. In the protection, I click on locked, but read the note. It is saying it is not protected. You have to refer to review protect group and select the protect sheet. So I go to the review, then protect sheet, and just I let the user to select or select the unlocked. Then I write triple C first time, and for the verification I write the 3C, so it is protected. Let's write here anything. Nothing. I can't make any changes here. So to make the changes, I have to unprotect and just write my password. Now I can just write if I want to break my work, but I will not. Now let's save the work and back here. Use spreadsheet to model potential building sites. For each site, export the contents of A1 to C22 only. Now, in a portable document format, which is PDF, with the file name sitting as the number of the question and also the part, like this. Question 10, part A, followed by your center number, candidate number. Now, A, I will do just only A because it will be a repeat for the whole work. Now, let's do thickness, single thickness of the wall, 4 meters length, 1.5 height, and it's dry soft chalk, dry, and soft chalk, which means W. So it will be not suitable, as you know, and it will be with no values. Now it is wall, and the length for the height 1.5, built on dry, here W, the soft chalk, and it will be dry, and also here it will be single. Okay, now from A1 to C22. Okay, but before that I have to just remove the formatting of the border. It's all with no border. Now I can work. File, save as. In my working area, here I choose PDF. Then I will just write 10A, small a, and here in the options I have to say it is just only the selection. Now just save, and this is my work. If you see, it's from A1 to C22, and this is the footer which is requested by the examiner. So this is my proof of my work. Like this, you have to repeat for B, C, and D to get your 15 marks. Else you will not. and be sure that this is 10A, 10B, 10C, and 10D. Good luck, and until I solve with you another exam, I wish you all the best luck. Assalamu alaikum.